on the topic of the modernization of brownfield airports, a theme that sits at the intersection of policy reforms, infrastructure finance, and sustainable economic growth. As we all know, India's aviation sector is at a decisive juncture now, where rapid growth in demand must be matched by not just by expansion but also optimization of existing assets. Brownfield airport modernization is therefore a strategic necessity for the country aspiring to be a global aviation leadership. As it's already defined, these brownfield airports are critical development assets forming the backbone of India's aviation network. They typically serve as national gateways and regional growth anchors. For policymakers, these brownfield airports presents a high impact intervention point where relatively targeted investments can yield large economic and social returns. India's aviation sector is undergoing a structural transformation. India today stands as the world's third largest domestic aviation market behind America and China, with a sustained annual passenger growth rate in the range of 10 to 12%. This growth is policy enabled through initiatives such as regional connectivity programs, the UDAN scheme, and the National Civil Aviation Policy, as well as market driven by rising incomes and economic integration. From a policy and investment perspective, brownfield airport development offers a strong value proposition. It enables rapid capacity enhancement, efficient utilization of existing assets, and reduced land acquisition and environmental risks compared to a greenfield airport development. For investors and development partners, these brownfield airports provide operational assets with estimated and established demand, a predictable cash flow, and a phased expansion opportunity, which is well suited to a long-term infrastructure financing scheme or a program. Now, India's experience with brownfield modernization is already a rich and instructive. Airports as in Delhi, Mumbai, Bengaluru, Hyderabad already demonstrate diverse modes of expansion, ranging from terminal-led capacity augmentation to airside optimization and integrated master planning. These projects reflect effective risk allocation, robust contractual frameworks, and increasing adoption of sustainability and resilience principles. So is clear that there is not no single template which fits into any brownfield airport expansion. Rather, successful outcomes depend on context-specific design, governance, and risk allocation frameworks. On the policy front, the Government of India has progressively strengthened an enabling framework for private as well as foreign investment in the development of brownfield airports. Transparent and bankable public-private partnership models, 100% FDI under the automatic route for airport infrastructure, and independent economic regulation through Airport Economic Regulatory Authority have improved the transparency, predictability, and investor confidence. Complementary initiatives in regional connectivity, multimodal integration, and digitization further strengthens the demand fundamentals for existing airports. So, from an investor's perspective, brownfield airports offer a relatively mature risk profile. They are operational assets which establish demand, diverse revenue streams, and phased expansion potential. PPP structure allow these risks to be allocated to parties best equipped to manage them, while the public authorities retain the strategic oversight. This makes brownfield airports particularly attractive for long-term institutional and development-oriented capital. Despite all these advantages, brownfield projects are also inherently complex. Urban space constraints, safety consideration, environmental compliance, and multi-agency coordination can challenge the implementation of these projects. Strong contingency planning, contractual clarity, and institutional coordination are therefore very essential to bring a success story in a brownfield airport development. So the developmental impact of this brownfield airport modernization extends well beyond the aviation sector. Airports, as we all know, act as catalysts for trade, tourism, employment, and regional integration, particularly benefiting the Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities and the hinterland areas adjoining to it. When designed inclusively, these support accessibility, resilience, and long-term urban development in the entire hinterland region. So looking ahead, future investments in brownfield airport will increasingly focus on climate resilient design, energy efficiency, digital and smart airport systems, enhanced cargo logistic capabilities, and multimodal integration. The multilateral development banks are expected to play a pivotal role in this next phase through blended finance, green infrastructure funding, public reforms, and knowledge partnerships. Lessons from India's major airport hubs will be particularly relevant for other emerging economies facing similar kind of growth scenarios. So brownfield airport modernization is not just a silo activity. It is a systems challenge. The way forward demands collaboration across multiple disciplines and institutions. The government must continue strengthening policy and institutional frameworks. Private operators must innovate in delivery and operations. The MDBs must support in scalable, climate aligned financing and capacity building. And academic institutions must also contribute in research and the skill development side. So, in conclusion, the modernization of brownfield airports thus represents a mature, scalable, and impact oriented infrastructure opportunity. With stable policy frameworks, strong demand fundamentals, and sustained engagement from global development partners, India's brownfield airports are well positioned to support the country's aspiration of becoming a global competitive aviation hub. Thank you so much.